All right, good morning, everyone. It is, let's see, the time is 8:43 on the morning of November 3rd, 2021, and this is my trading strategy session. So, first thing that I have up here is CPRI. It's the leading large cap gapper besides BBBY, actually. And I'll go over that in a minute. Actually, it looks like Lyft is pulled ahead also. Okay, well, anyway. This morning, what I'm looking for is an open and a dip down below its opening price and then a push through, or dip down below the 75% level and push higher, or averaging in between the 68.1 or the 61.8 fib and the 50% level. And yep, that's that's pretty much it. Looking to buy a pullback, looking to trade a pullback today on a stock that is up pre-market 11.83%. Next up, Bed Bath & Beyond. Word is that Bed Bath & Beyond is a short squeeze right now. So actually, you know what? Let me do this. Let me look up the short ratio. What's going on with the shorts here? BBBY. Actually, you know what? I'll pull it up over here. Let's go to Yahoo Finance over here instead of doing it on my other machine. Okay. And then BBBY. Bloodbath and Beyond. Statistics. Let's find a short ratio here. Okay, so, percent held by institutions is 111.62%. Float is 94.3 million. Shares short as of October 15th is 26.81 million. So short as a percent of float is 59% short. Short as a percent of shares outstanding is 26.53. So yeah, this is a gamma squeeze. So you can probably expect quite a bit of fireworks out of out of BBBY today. And so this is one I will probably play it. We'll see what happens with it. But going into, so Hedgeye has been doing a really good job of calling this current market uptrend, I guess you could call it. And shorting a stock going into a positive economic environment is always a bad idea. And so it looks to me like BBBY will definitely move today. Where it moves, I'm not sure how far it moves. The entries ought to be momentum entries, so I'll be keeping an eye on this thing on the 1 minute. And just watching for buyers to come in and looking for sellers, shorts to cover. So there's obviously some short covering that's already happened pre-market here. We'll see what happens at the open. I'll be adjusting this Fibonacci to the open regardless. I'd like to know what the Fibonacci levels are going to be in comparison to the open. Okay, so then there's Lyft and Uber, both of which are they're kind of called ride share, but I mean, they're sort of like ride for hire kind of thing. I think it's a great business model. I don't know really how it's working out. Let's see, actually, they reported, so Lyft reported earnings and revenue, and let's see, they had an upside surprise of 339%. And a 0.23% surprise on revenues, and their forward guidance is probably good too. Let's see what it says here. Lyft late Tuesday reported a 21-cent per share net loss for its fiscal Q3 ending September the 30th, improving on a 1.46% per share loss a year ago. Revenue for the ride sharing and deliveries company rose 73% year over year. Analysts polled by Capital IQ are expecting a Q3 net loss of 58 cents per share on 860.8 in revenue. So yeah, it beat revenues and it beat earnings. So, that makes Wall Street happy. And I don't know about forward guidance. I don't see anything about forward guidance here. So it's on watch. Again, I'm going to look for a dip and then a breakback through the open, a dip and a breakback through the 75 level, or an opportunity to average in between 61.8 and 50. So, yeah. And now Uber, I have an old Fibonacci that I put on Uber here. And it extends, it goes from the 5th of August to this bottom down here at the 16th of September. So a little bit over a month. And the stock seems to be obeying these levels, for the most part, so this, like the 61.8 right here is at 40. I'm sorry, the 61.8 is at 42. I can't see the number, it's covered up by a candle right now. I'll call it 42.11, 42.14. And there's a candle here that, there's an up day right here, it gapped up and gapped up to that point, and then, got back to the level, to the top here, and bounced off of that a couple times. Now it's come back down and bounced off of close to this 61.8 again. So today, I think an entry somewhere around 44.66 is probably a pretty good entry. I'll put an alarm on that. And a move up to this 48.70. Yeah, 48.70 today is a possibility. So, keep an eye on things. I imagine with this one, it's hard to say exactly how I'll trade this one. I guess I'll probably look for a dip down and then a push back through the open. It's hard to say. It's just hard to say. Uber's, it's kind of in a strange spot according to the Fibonacci's. I could put a Fibonacci in the gap, but it's not that much. I mean, it's up 6.44%, and so the Fibonacci's would be really squeezed together. I think 44.66 is the number to watch this morning for an entry. If we get a pullback after Uber's open, then 44.66 is the number to watch. All right, everybody. I'm not really seeing anything on the small cap scanner that I'm interested in this morning. So that's pretty much it for the day. That's pretty much what I have on watch for the day. As the broader market here, let's see, the SPY pre-market here is pulling back just a tad. If it opened right now, it would open up at 0.14% lower than yesterday's close. So it's bullish. Do I think we'll get a pullback? Yeah. After makes a bull run into some more new highs, then there's bound to be a pullback. I mean, but we just had a 6% correction. I mean, the 6% correction is barely a week old, barely 2 weeks old, really. So there's still room for this thing to run, in my opinion, maybe not much more before we get a little dip. And once the dip starts to happen, buy. That's my opinion, is if we get a dip on the SPY, I am going to buy it. Okay. The VIX is popping up just a tad here this morning, back up over. I've got this sort of support line here on the VIX, rising support line. I don't think that this is an ominous sign that, it went below and really couldn't, confirm below the support line right here. I mean, I'd love to see it, fall down below, close below, and continue lower. It would be extremely bullish. For the time being, though, I think 1745-ish is going to be the top end of the VIX. So, if that hits, there will be an opportunity to buy. I'm going to put an alarm on it. All right, next up is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is doing a pretty good job here. Made a new all-time high back here on the 20th of October. started to dip down, but is holding up at these price levels. And I imagine it's only going to be a matter of time until Bitcoin is back over 65 grand essentially, and holds it, and then makes a push for 67 grand. I'm not playing Bitcoin directly. I am looking at some different avenues for Bitcoin, which is essentially Bitcoin miners and a couple of other things. Sino is doing a pretty good job lately. I've averaged into 1,000 shares of Sino at an average of $3 per share. Over the course of, I don't know, gosh, I think I started averaging into it just below $4 a share, and continued averaging into it just over time. So I'm in it at $3.50 something a share. Hang on, let me show you, or let me take a look here. At $3, yeah, $3 even, $3.49 of a cent. So, yeah, it's working out. Let's see, we'll see how it does. Riot's on the move. You can see here, Riot has this support line right here. And, I was actually too chicken to buy right in here. It came down, meddled around with this support line, then ran up. 29.28 is an important price, and I don't remember why, but, it's one that I have marked off. Came down into the support line again and has done a pretty good job of catching support. There's a $4 move right here. So I just didn't have the guts to be able to start buying in right here. I was looking at it, but I didn't. So, I think there's still room for it to run, and perhaps I'll start to average into a position. Now it looks like it's trying to hold over $29.28. We'll see if we get another pullback toward that number. MSTR is one that I play options on. I haven't lately. I haven't for a while. Maybe that'll change here in the near future. And then InvestView. Now, InvestView is one that I've been averaging into now. Let's see. I started averaging in. Well, the first trade that I took on this was back here before it's run up. So Peter Resnicek with Shadow Trader did a video on InvestView. And so I picked it up. I think I picked it up around 22 cents or so a share for like 5,000 shares. And it made a really pretty decent run there. And then I wound up letting it go, I think, right about at this point right here. So, I mean, I did well on it, and then I was watching it. And it came down here into this. I have 12 cents, I think, roughly. This one right here. Yeah, 12 cents. And so I started averaging into it right around here. It was a really relatively small position. I think it was only like, I don't know, 5,000 shares or something like that. And it ran up. 4,000 or 5,000 shares is only like, I think $50 worth, or it was like maybe 500, 600, I can't remember. But essentially it ran up, and I doubled. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to take half, and that way I can leave, the other half on the table. And it, just steadily from this little bump in the, kind of bump in the chart right here, when it's really small. I was like, okay, well, so let me wait to start averaging into this thing again. So I started averaging in when it started hitting this. This is actually 11.5. That's right. And so I started averaging in once it started to hit over here at 11.5 again. I've been averaging in this whole time. So there's some interesting stuff going on in this company, and they're profitable, which is a big deal for a small cap. So if we take a look at the quarterly, I don't know how easy it is for you to see here. Revenues have been rising. Let's see, Q2 20, they did 7.75 in revenues. Q3 20, 7.8. Q4 20, 17.05. Q1 21, 26.6. And their margins, okay, so margin Q2 20 sucks, negative 15%, but then positive 21.9% Q2 20, positive 28.98% Q2 or Q3 20, then Q4 20, positive 28.98%, and now here we are Q1 21 at positive 34.23%. Net income 8.77 million. It's positive. It's making money, and that's hard to do. It's hard to find in small caps. There's a couple things going against this company here is that it has, let me take the paint off there. It has 2.99 billion shares outstanding, which is dilutive, to put it simply. They've recently authorized a 1 for 20 reverse split that's supposed to be enacted within a year. So let's see if I can go back here and find it in the news. July, Bitcoin, strong month. I'd have to go back and look at the historic. I don't know why it's not popping up, but the board of directors passed this resolution to do a 1 for 20 reverse split. So they ought to be able to bring down that 2.99 billion shares significantly. Let's see here. So 299 0 1 2 3 1 2 3. Oh, that's I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but that's Hedgeye getting cranked up. Let me just kind of put that on pause. So yeah, divided by 20, so they're going to bring it down to about 150 million shares is what they're going to bring it down to. And so the company's doing right now PE is price to earnings ratio here is about 25. So it's okay, it's not the greatest. I think a really great spot to start averaging into it. I'm going to keep averaging into it. I think there's a possibility it could go as low as 5 cents. There's a possibility it could go that low, and if it does, I'll start averaging in more. Okay, everybody, that is going to be my strategy session for the morning. Good luck out there. Keep your risk tight. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, tap the bell, and I will see you at the recap. I am out.